Morning, and welcome back to my channel. My name is JVceo. If you're tuning in for the first time, then a massive thank you. So today, it's a bit around a few bits, but I'm going to show you, firstly, what the day-to-day running looks like for my coaching consultancy company. I'll take you through a live phone call with a client. I do an introductory call, find out what they need, and then, advise them accordingly. But also, I'm going to show you a bit around what I'm building behind the scenes, which is a credit repair course. This credit repair, obviously, I offer through my company called JVceo. Launched officially, I'd say about 2 months ago, I meant, and I have helped over 100 customers with, credit repair needs. And I've had tons of experience within that industry, a wealth of experience. So I've worked within that sort of industry for probably about 8 years, but officially only launched my particular service 2 months ago. Prior to that, I was taking odd jobs here and there, but I didn't have much focus on it. So it's been very, very successful, and I thought what I'm going to do is I'm going to put together a course, download my brain onto video, papers, worksheets, and so on and so forth. And I'm going to put together a course that lets you take yourself through the process of repairing your credit. I'll talk more about this later on in the video. But for now, we're going to make the call to the client and being there with me. You could probably pick up a lot of things from this actual video. Firstly is organization. Secondly is sales techniques. And thirdly is customer services. And if you have those three things alongside other things, you'll probably go far in business. And then finally, when you do business, it's important to always bear in mind your ability to scale, because otherwise then you'd always probably just stay in the same, you confine yourself to a limited amount of success. So, bearing in mind I can only do so many action plans a day, and I've got other things to attend to. I've got other areas within the business that needs my day-to-day focus on. I probably can only get through, I'd say, 2 clients a day in depth, or maybe 3. But once I put together this course, then it gives me that ability to scale, because then it's all pre-recorded, and clients can take themselves through the whole process. For those of you that are interested, I charge £99 for this particular service, and if you need anything else, then visit the website www.jvceo.com. But yeah, let's get started. Hi, morning. How you doing? You okay?
Morning, not bad.
Great. I'm fine. I'm good. Thank you. Just a quick one before we get started. If you don't mind me doing this, then I've actually got a recording on my end. It's a video recording for my vlog channel. So I'd ask you not to divulge any personal information, and then you could always ping it across to me on Instagram or something. I hope that's fine with you. All right, not a problem. So my name is John, and I obviously run JVceo. JVceo being a coaching company. So what I do with regards to the credit repair is I take you through the whole process, and I simplify everything for you. I identify areas that you're probably not aware of in terms of the flaws that exist on your profile. But let's hear a bit from you as well. What do you think is holding it back? What's your opinion of your credit, and what's your current score?
Current score was something like 245 or something like that.
Okay.
That was because of 2 CCJs.
Okay, 2 CCJs. Is that on Experian, or is that on ClearScore or a different platform?
ClearScore.
Okay, so that's obviously out of 700. So 2 CCJs. What does it look like in terms of your defaults? Have you got any defaults? Have you got any outstanding debts that you haven't dealt with? What does that look like on your end?
Everything else is fine.
Okay.
Just the 2 CCJs.
Okay. I'll probably beg to differ slightly. I mean, of course, we can work on a CCJ. I'll probably get more details later on and see if we can set it aside, because some CCJs can be set aside. I don't know if you've seen the post that I made on Instagram, but I gave a list of all the grounds through which a CCJ can be set aside. But what I will say is I can almost guarantee that the other issues on the credit profile that is causing your score to, remain that low? Because if it's just two CCJs, how old are the CCJs?
The one's from 2016, one's from 2017.
Okay.
One from 2015.
Okay, and what?
That was made out of me too, but it's car park and stuff.
Okay, are they both satisfied?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay, that's probably holding back your credit as well. Again, these are all things that we'll cover if we choose to move forward. But in regards to the two CCJs, like I said, I believe that there are other things holding you back. Perhaps the management of your existing credit, or perhaps just the makeup of your credit profile overall. For example, I mean, how many positively settled accounts do you currently have on your credit?
Can't remember.
Have you?
I can find that in a sec.
That's fine. Have you ever taken out a payday loan, for example?
I have, yes.
Okay. And when was the last time you took out a payday loan?
Probably about 2 years ago.
Okay, so fairly still quite recent. And was there a default on that, or did you end up clearing it up?
I've never defaulted. Well, I basically had a car finance.
Okay.
About 3 years ago.
Okay.
And that loan, I've never defaulted on.
Okay, that's fine. Do you own a credit card at the moment?
I don't know.
Okay, you see, so potentially that's another area we can work on. Maybe perhaps get your credit up to a place where we can then get you a credit card, have you managing it the right way, and that means keeping your utilization low. And eventually, what that would start to look like, it would paint you as being credit worthy. It will paint you as being having a good handle on your finance as a whole. Because at the moment, right, what it looks like to me is, you don't have a full picture of your credit profile. An example being, yes, you might have a debit card, yes, you might have had a loan, but you do not have an array of credit from which the lenders can make an informed decision on, if that makes any sense. So it's pretty much holding your overall profile back. And then you have those outstanding CCJs that have not been attended to in the sense of either disputing it, potentially, or in the sense of settling it. So I have a wealth of experience within that field. So what I do is I get your, once you make a payment, I charge a £99 one-off fee. And, I just work with you until we achieve the desired result. And once you make a payment, you'd get an automated email on your end, which is like a questionnaire. I'd have you fill it in to the best of your ability. And then I'd also have you send over your PDF document from your credit profile. I then do a full assessment of your credit profile, and then I come up with an action plan. The action plan would vary. An example being the electoral roll stuff, I would spot it, like you just said. I would spot that. I would spot all the trends, the downward trends, the upward trends. I would spot all the trends on your credit profile, and I'd understand and then relate it back to you as to why you have a poor credit and as to what the journey looks like and what we have to do step by step to get it to a place where you're seen as being more credit worthy. And so for me, that's where I come in, and I take you through the whole process, including things like, perhaps maybe you work a full-time job and you don't have the time to contact these companies. I would draft up the letter templates for you. I'll do everything for you and then ping it across to you. All you have to do is literally just send it over on an email. So that's that from...
That sounds perfect to me there. I think that's what I kind of need for these CCJs.
Correct. So the CCJs, obviously, I'd have to get more information. Like, let's say we decided to proceed, I'd have to get more information on the CCJs. Perhaps there might be grounds to set those aside. I'll give you an example, just an example. If you had a CCJ sent to an old address and you can prove that they knew it was no longer your current address, that's grounds to set a CCJ aside. So there's so many ways that we can tackle that. But what I want you to do is not to be overly worried about the CCJs as well, because even if, we're unable to set it aside, you could still improve your credit despite having a CCJ on your record. I'll give you an example. I dealt with a client last year, came to me with a CCJ. They were on about 500. Eventually, by December, they came to me around September. By December, we were able to get the credit score up to, I believe it was 800 or so, and he just closed on a mortgage this January. He called me to tell me that he's closed on the mortgage. And obviously what we did was we added things like a notice of correction to the CCJ. So even though we weren't able to get it off, he still ended up moving from 500 to like 800, a 300-point jump in about 3-4 months. So that's evident that, you know, of course, it's better to take it off, but even if you can't take it off, there's so many ways around it. So don't worry about that. When it comes to fixing your credit, if I'm totally honest with you, it's about a formula. It's like a maths exam. If you had a formula for your maths exam, you'd always get the right answer. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
There you go. So it's about that. And then secondly, it's about the financial planning aspect. So alongside my action plan, I would include a few financial planning tips, because pretty much all my clients agree to this, but bad credit is synonymous to poor financial planning. Sometimes it's just a few tweaks here and there, and before you know it, you're in a much better position and you're able to manage future credit and so on and so forth. So that's that from me.
Yeah.
That's that from me. If you don't mind me asking, what position are you in at the moment? Are you employed? You know, have you been furloughed? Like, what's your situation financially?
Financially, well, I was doing all right before this, so I got my own security company.
Okay.
But I haven't been trading under this new security company for that long, but
okay.
I still got venues and stuff, so it's based on self-employed.
Okay, that's great. That's great. The reason why I'm asking is, of course, I can help anyone, but it's slightly easier if you have some free funds on your end, you know, to maybe repair parts of that credit profile, if that makes any sense. An example being, you might have an outstanding debt, and we decide to, you know, come to an arrangement with them. To put that ahead, you'd obviously need, you know, some funds on your end, sort of like, you know, to have that taken along. That's the only reason why I'm asking. And all right, that's fine, not a problem. So if you're happy to proceed, then I can take you through the process. It's all I need you to do is you go online. You know what the website is, JVceo.com. You purchase a package, the Experian package from the shop, and then, you know, from there on, everything else is automated. You'd get an automated invoice to your email, but also you would get the stuff that I spoke about, that being the questionnaire that I would want you to fill in, and then ping over your PDF. Within a week of the date of the date that you ping over your PDF, I will have an action plan to you, and you're always going to have access to myself, perhaps via email, via phone calls. You're always going to have access to myself. I'm very hands-on, and I'm very thorough in my approach, because obviously at the end of the day, any job worth doing is worth being done well, if that makes any sense. So that's that for me, really.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Okay, cool. Are you in a position to make a payment today?
Yeah, really.
All right, cool. Let me send over the link to you. Hello.
Hello.
Hiya. Let me send over the link to you, and then we'll get started from there. We'll close it all down, you know, and then pretty much we'll start working through it. But I just want to give you the confidence. Look, your credit will move up. It's about pinging off the right data to the algorithm, and then, you know, the algorithm picks it up and starts pulling your credit up. That's what it is. Credit repairing, it's about time, discipline, and knowledge. A lot of people have one or two, but not the third. But now with working with someone like myself, you have access to everything. You have access to the knowledge. You have access to the time. Like I said, it might mean drafting the emails. You have access to all of that. And working together will get your credit right up to where it needs to be. All right?
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, that's fine.
Not a problem. All right, I'll ping over the link to you. Just give me a thumbs up once you make a payment, and then we'll take it from there. All right. All right, legend. Not a problem. You have a great day. All right, we'll catch up soon. All right, cheers. Bye. So there you go. That's what the process looks like in terms of the introductory process. When it comes to credit repair, it's all about formulas, like I mentioned. And I personally think it's a specialized knowledge. And I think all my experience from being a law graduate and everything all kind of adds into it and helps me navigate the waters. It might be, you know, how to deal with complaints, or how to start complaints, or perhaps how to raise issues with the FCA, or, you know, register a complaint with the ICO or with the ombudsman. It all works into it. And now, in terms of what the course looks like, I'm going to take you through just a few bits. at the moment, I'm using this opportunity to collect data. So I've got a huge amount of data from away from just those 100 customers. I get probably 10 emails or contacts a day with questions and so on and so forth. So I'm collating all of that and I'm building a course around what people genuinely need. And so that's that. Anyways, let's get the file up and I'll take you through what the contents of the course looks like. So obviously the course would comprise of a video presentation alongside a PowerPoint presentation, alongside letter exhibition and stuff. So I'll have letter templates dealing with all sorts of scenarios that you can think about, and then I'll have a hack list in terms of like the tricks you could use to override the algorithm and get the right results in terms of your credit profile. Then I'd have a contact list with a list of pretty much all the important points of contact that you want to get in touch with to either escalate a complaint or resolve a complaint. Then I'd have some bits around financial planning, because like I always say, bad credit is synonymous to poor financial planning. It's that simple. You can't fix bad credit if you don't fix the financial planning aspect. Then I'd have an FAQ section dealing with all the questions I've been receiving from hundreds of clients already. And then, in terms of what the content looks like, a bit of background around how your credit is judged, the percentages and so on and so forth, how each category is weighed against the other, a bit about bad credit, how to analyze your profile, and then how to understand if it's something beyond bad credit. So for example, if you're registered with CFAS, that being a fraud organization, how to go about dealing with that and so on and so forth. This is brief, by the way. I'm not going to give you the whole content, but again, the next point then being understanding defaults. We'll go through how does defaults work, removing a default, disabling a default, lifespan of a default, dealing with collection companies and so on and so forth. Then we'll go through CCJs, being able to set it aside. What grounds can you set aside a CCJ? All of that stuff. Real great content, great content. And then, go through a lot more things. I'm not going to start going into the rest of it, but a lot more things. But for me, it's like a do-it-yourself sort of course. If you go through the course, you will know how to fix and maintain your credit, and that's that from me. So that's what it looks like with regards to my coaching and consultancy company. At some point during the year, I will start offering, because I've been having a lot of inquiries on that. I do want to offer a property service, like similar to what I'm doing with the credit repair, but taking you through the process, perhaps maybe my personal investment strategies, and in the form of a course. I have a lot of great plans for that as well, but we'll just see what the year brings. And that's really that from me, honestly. Thank you guys for always staying tuned. Thank you for watching. Hopefully this is different, this is informative. This is what being quote unquote entrepreneur looks like. It's hard work, it's graft, but then when it pays off on the other end, it's great. In terms of the course, more information on it would come out in future. Roughly, it will probably be priced at £99, but I'll probably have a pre-sale for half the price, so that being £50, and it should be out end of May/June, and I look forward to sharing more details with you guys in the future. Anyways, I look forward to catching up with you next week on a Sunday, as usual. And do like, subscribe, share the video. If you need any business tips, then just drop me an email. My email is in the comments, is in the description section. And have a good weekend.